Welcome to the Life at Longview Podcast. Our hosts are Dr. Derrick Wilson, Senior Pastor of Longview Heights Baptist Church, and our very own Clyde Bostick.
Welcome to the Life at Longview Podcast. We are so glad that you are here for episode 3. I'm glad to introduce my co-host, Clyde Bostick.
Hey, what's going on, Brother Derrick? You doing all right today?
I'm doing great. Good to see you in your maroon this week.
Thanks. You know, it's not Mississippi State, but it'll do.
I don't blame you. My maroon is not Mississippi State today either.
I don't think anyone wants that anymore.
But we're so glad you're here joining us for episode 3 of the Life at Longview Podcast. We are excited today to have our Director of Children's Ministries, Miss Lisa Clark, with us. So, Miss Lisa, how are you today?
I'm good.
It's good to see you, Miss Lisa.
Thanks.
We're excited for you to be on the episode with us.
Thanks. I'm so excited.
I know you are. I don't see any sarcasm at all.
No, not at all.
So, Derrick, let's hop right into it. Let's discuss where in the Word are we?
Where in the Word are we? So in our sermon series, we are almost to the end of our core values for kingdom living series. And so we've seen to this point the core values of we value the Word, we value prayer, we value community, we value disciple making, we value worship. Yesterday we talked about valuing generosity with our Generosity Sunday. We've got one more core value coming up, and that's the value of service or serving. And I've been really pleased with how the series has gone as far as digging back into some basics of church life, of things that you can think, I've been in church a long time, I've heard all these things before, but a lot of the feedback has been very positive of just good reminders of who we are as people of the King, and as we build our life on that. So excited for what the Lord has already done, and I pray that God will continue to use what we've been learning to impact us on a daily basis, not just when we're here together gathering
Well, it's
together.
always good to be reminded, but also better to be held accountable to those things.
Yep.
He did say in the disciple making when he preached to the men tonight, I'm paraphrasing, but he told us to get our butts off the bench and get out in the field and play.
I didn't say exactly that way.
I said I was paraphrasing. It's
It
time
works.
to stop sitting idle. That's what he
Works.
said.
It works.
That's what I wrote in my notes.
There you go.
I didn't put Derrick Wilson as the quote that said it.
And you didn't put paraphrase either.
Exactly. My notes are for me.
That's right. For you and you alone.
Mhm.
So you now know to get up off your butt.
But I do know, Lisa, that there ain't no other gods. But if there were, God whooped them.
You're right. We learned that already.
Yep.
Right from the pulpit.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That is very true.
Okay, Lisa. So let's dive into children's ministry and what it's looking like and how this fall semester is going to break down. All right. Well, tell us how Sunday mornings look.
Okay, Sunday morning. So just to kind of give you an overall for those that don't work in children's ministry, here's our goal. On Sunday mornings, we are in Explore the Bible Kids, which you guys and the adults are in Explore the Bible. And there's a kids version. Doesn't follow exactly what you guys are doing, but it walks you through the Bible. And the goal of Sunday mornings is for my leaders to really bring some grounding, some foundational truths that the kids can hold on to, grasp, have to carry forever and ever. And it just builds from year to year to year. So that's what the purpose of Sunday mornings are for.
Okay. How about voltage on Wednesday nights?
So
What is
Wednesday
voltage
nights
studying?
is discipleship time.
Yeah.
And it's more of the goal on Wednesday nights. It's much more of how to take that grounding, that foundation work that we're doing on Sunday mornings and apply it to their life right now. How are they going to use God's word right now? Because it's still alive and well and going, and we want to make sure the kids know it's not just an old history book, but instead it's a living word that's applicable right now. So Wednesday nights, that's our desire, just to, how are you going to apply that in your life every day?
Okay. I do enjoy volunteering on Wednesday night, but you know what my favorite part is?
Yes.
Can you tell everyone?
The
Brother Derrick?
so-and-so show.
Derrick, have you ever watched the So-and-So show?
Mm.
It's kind of like me and you. We're not scripted silly, but those guys are nuts. Serial, yes.
They're
So
silly on
on one of
purpose.
the episodes, this guy has a shirt that he likes to wear, and it says 5 out of 4 people are no good at math.
So you know what my favorite part on Wednesday nights is?
What's that?
Watching you watch the
Oh, dude,
show.
I love it. It's the highlight of my week.
Yep, you can tell.
But I do like it because the story time during the show does apply when you take the kids into breakdown and we do the disciple making part. And so you can really utilize, because they're paying attention to the show anyway.
Yeah.
And so you can just piggyback right off of the show into the classroom.
Right.
Yep.
Miss Lisa, what are other, let me just plug there. You see the fun Clyde has assisting with kids ministry. If you'd love to join in and volunteer in our kids ministry, contact Miss Lisa and she will talk with you and see about finding a spot for you to plug in and to invest in our young families as they are rearing and molding their children. You can have an opportunity to pour into that. But what are some other opportunities for families with kids that maybe Miss Lisa, they've been visiting our church and they just come on Sunday morning, just come so far for preaching, and they're wondering what all is going on. I mean, we've talked about Sunday morning, and so they're the community group time before that where they're able to go, and then Wednesday nights we have Voltage, and you just talked about that. But are there other opportunities for young families to ground their children in the Word through our ministries here at Longview Heights?
For sure. One of the things that we're really excited about, Ryan and I and Jan and a few others are working with a family ministry concept, not just siloed children's ministry or youth ministry or preschool ministry, but that it's family ministry across the board, and the value and the importance of parents and their role in the discipling of their kids. So we've been doing this for a couple of years, but we're building on it as we go. We have something called the Kingdom Focus, where we do the 6 milestones, where we want to acknowledge specific times in a kid's life, and that the parents would acknowledge that, and the church comes alongside and sees it. So as a church, you've probably seen us do some things from the pulpit or acknowledge some things from the pulpit of, hey, these kids have accepted Christ, or these kids are going to be in big church for the first time this Sunday, or so there's 6 of those. And the desire is to partner with families, not to take over what the parent's job is. So our goal is to just hunt back to them, give them the tools to do the best that they can do. So through Kingdom Focus, we do that. We also have annual events. We had one just recently of our Equipping the Family conference, and an opportunity to bring a speaker in that just speaks to specific things that families deal with. And our desire is to make those an annual event, something that you can count on every year, that, hey, we're investing in you, and we're investing bringing other people who specialize in that to come in and speak to that for you. And then in addition to that, we give them tools like our Parenting Resource Center. We have free books, free podcast information, free tools that you can come along, that we want to come alongside and help you to do. So it's at your you can come by and pick them up anytime.
I've utilized some of those parenting tools. And you don't have to be a Brother Derrick, a preacher, to be able to minister to your family. They are so easy just to have a conversation and a fun time with your family.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. So it's our goal to constantly just be looking for ways to equip you to do the job that God's called you to do.
So outside of that, are there other opportunities for, say there are members of the church who want to get plugged in more? Is there, say, some Bible study times or some Bible drills or maybe a kids choir?
We do have kids choir.
Okay.
That meets on Wednesday nights before Voltage. In addition, we do have Bible drills on Sunday afternoons for 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. And then we also have youth Bible drills. So a plug for Ryan and the youth as well. In addition, we also have other events like the Fall Festival's coming up. So that'll be a good way for people to volunteer, but also invite people to come and be a part of. So those events throughout the year that include the entire family and allow you to bring your kids, but also be an outreach to your community in your area. So.
Absolutely. I think from rearing my own children, you get children together, they'll find a way to really enjoy one another and have a good time. And so we encourage you, church family, I'm sure we will discuss it in just a few moments on the podcast as far as the Fall Festival coming up, but go ahead and be thinking about getting invitations and inviting neighbors and so forth to come. It'll be a fun time, but hopefully we pray it'll be a time where people in our community that are not in church will come and their kids will be loved on and their kids will have fun, and then that they'll come and join in with our ministry focus. So.
Speaking of our last event that we had, our crafts fair and car show a couple weekends ago, that was a big turnout that we had. So I want to thank you to all the volunteers who volunteered to step up and do that with us for our community.
All right. So speaking of events coming up, our Four Friends ministry always is a big part of Johnny and Friends Barnyard Bash. And Miss Lisa Wilson is always needing help, but it's a free event. It's for families and friends and individuals of all ages that are impacted with intellectual, developmental, or physical disabilities. It'll be here in the Olive Branch area. It's always a lot of fun. It's at Kimberlin Farms on October the 12th, 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 7 p.m. And so if you would be interested in volunteering, Miss Lisa Wilson is your contact. Please, you can email her, lwilson@lhbc.me, but it's just another opportunity to serve. To pull everything back together, that last of our core values is serving. And with all that our church family has going on, you can't do it without people that love the Lord and love their church and are willing to pitch in and help in any way possible. So we just want to make you aware of that, and also that you would be willing to help.
That's an easy one for families to jump in on too. I've volunteered the last couple of years, and there's areas that the whole family can be involved in, and there's areas of low key or higher key service that you can get the kids involved in, and everybody can come and help do that one. So that's a great.
What an awesome way to serve as a family.
Yep.
I think that fits right in with that kingdom focus of wanting to families to grow together, serve together, and impact their communities together for the kingdom, for the gospel. So,
would you know we have another event coming up for our senior adults called Oasis? Miss Lisa, do you know when it is?
Yeah, I do. That event will be taking place on Monday, October 21st from 1:30 to 4:30. And it is a ticketed event. We're not selling tickets here, but you can go to events.longview.church and you can get tickets, or, well, I said we're not selling tickets. We're not selling the tickets, but you can get them at the East Worship Lobby from.
And this event is not specifically just for Longview Heights. This is a community event.
Yeah, and you know what? Somebody else asked me, like, what is designated a senior adult? What age?
Well,
we want to come.
We established in our last episode that Ryan Gardner will be in attendance.
There you
at this
go.
Event.
So I told him, I said, it's kind of depends on the event. You decide.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to come? It's open to everyone. So be there.
Yeah, and as Clyde mentioned, it is a community event, and so Longview family, we want to encourage you, go ahead and get your tickets now. We're really anticipating a large turnout for that afternoon. So it ought to be a fantastic time of worship, of humor, of laughing, and just and music. So just encourage you to put that on your calendar. Go ahead and purchase tickets and be prepared for that.
You
All
want
right, so I mentioned that in a little bit you would hear more about. So
Fall
our
Festival.
fall festival, it will be coming up Sunday, October the 27th, 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Again, we push this as it is an outreach tool of our church. It is about the kids. It is about kids having fun, but we really want to make an impact on our community. We need volunteers, and we need you to be inviting people. And so, Miss Lisa, can you share any more details of what anybody needs to know about that?
Sure. I actually was working on this before I came to take care of, to sit with you wonderful people. So I'm putting together flyers right now that will be going into Sunday school books soon. And so be looking for those. We need Sunday school classes who will volunteer to man the booths and handle managing the games of each kind. That information will be there. I need that returned back by the first Sunday in October so we can start planning those games, mapping it all out. There's a lot of behind the scenes work that takes place to put that all together. Yeah. And with it being on a Sunday afternoon, we're going to need a lot of people, grab lunch, and then come back all hands on deck to start putting it all out and making it all happen that day.
Most importantly, will there be food?
Yes.
Okay. I'll be here then.
There will be food, and there will be candy, and there will be games.
Ooh, and candy?
And
yes. As a matter of fact, everybody start bringing your bags of candy. We'll have the boxes out.
Okay.
Bring those bags of candy in. We're going to start collecting already.
I love candy.
I love candy.
Chocolate?
Oh, yeah.
No peanuts, though.
No peanuts.
nuts?
Remember that.
I mean, I like peanuts, but can't have peanuts.
Got
in our
it.
candy.
Understood. Hey, Miss Lisa, would you like to hang out with us for a little while?
Sure.
Okay, today in this episode, we're going to play our podcast games. But instead of just Derrick playing, we're all three going to play.
Ooh,
Does that
the
sound fun?
challenge is on.
Yes. All right. Well, let's see which one you're going to pick.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
AI or Jesus, sign language. Those are road signs from other countries.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, wrong answers only. Back to school edition.
Okay, I think I might have a slight advantage on the sign languages.
Okay, so you're trying to rig it so you
I'm
win?
trying to rig it so I can win.
Okay, well, that's
That is
fine.
the only way to play games.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so we're going to play sign language.
And watch me, like, totally bomb now.
All right, so we're going to look at the road signs from around the world.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to make a guess at what we think it means. And then whoever gets the most correct guess wins.
Okay.
And they get first dibs on the candy turned in. That's the prize.
Anything that gets turned in that has nuts in it.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we'll do that. Okay, cool. All right. All right, so the first one. What do you think it is? It says no picnics, bridges out, motorway ends, or no wide loads.
How are we doing this? Do we
Everybody just guess.
do we all guess?
We'll
the
just go
same?
1, 2, 3, and then say your letter.
Oh.
I will take
We
turns.
have to take turns.
Okay, well, I read it. So, Brother Derrick, you pick that one.
All right, I'm going to guess D.
No wide loads.
I say C. Oh,
And you
somebody-
are correct.
I would have guessed that one.
You are correct.
Thanks.
All right, since you were correct, you get to read the next one.
Okay, let's
Okay.
try
Clyde, what were you going to guess? I know you're going to say C, but
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't thinking. I was no bridges out. What letter was that?
I don't know. That was wrong.
That's what I was going to guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. What is this one? It's crossroads ahead, geometric penguin, dead end, or speed check.
What is that little rocket thing with the?
It's a geometric penguin.
That's,
No, it's not.
but I mean, why would that be a road sign? That's definitely not it.
I'm gonna go with D. I'm gonna go with D.
Okay, well, I'm going to pick crossroads ahead A.
I'm going to pick A as well. Crossroads ahead.
Yes,
Ah.
we are correct.
Man.
All right, Brother Derrick, you get to read the next one.
Okay. All right. A, train station. B, boat parking. C, dead end. D, bus stop.
I believe that is a dead end.
I as well.
I
I'm
will
going with
guess
C.
dead end as well.
All right, that one was pretty
Yep,
easy.
yep.
Okay, next up, we have tunnel ahead, picnic area ahead, public park ahead, or historical marker. And bonus points if you can pronounce the words on that sign.
300 meters.
Oh.
I'm going with A.
I'm going with C.
I'm going to say D, historical marker.
Yes.
Man, Miss Lisa got it right. Tunnel ahead.
Okay.
It's like a picture of two tunnels,
Yeah. Well.
but I guess you
in,
drive them
out. Yeah.
both sides of the roads.
The tunnel.
All right, your turn to read.
Mountain. Is this a crosswalk, an end of priority road, no driving in daytime, or seatbelt reminder?
I could see it being a seatbelt.
I'm going with A.
It's not a cross, though.
I'm going to say B.
B?
B.
All right, I'm just going to say C, no driving in daytime.
No driving in daytime. Ooh. Okay.
I don't want
What's
to
the
guess the
score
same
now?
as you.
2.
1.
Yeah.
I don't
We're going
remember.
with this. That's hilarious.
That sign's not real.
Well, you got to read the
Okay.
answers.
A pirate fight this way,
I wish.
weapons screening, military base, or a historical battlefield.
Yeah. I gotta go with D. Gotta go with D on that one.
I believe it's a military base.
I'm going to guess military base as well.
Ooh.
Oh, Miss
I thought I was
Lisa
gonna be
got
in
it
trouble.
correct. All right. Do not enter. Do not exit. No U-turn or no parking. Well, it's an E with don't
But
do
they're
it.
foreign languages, so it may not be.
Well, the E don't mean a U.
I don't know if it does in another
Or a
language.
P.
I just don't know.
I'm going to say do not exit.
I'm gonna say D.
I'm going to say no parking also.
Oh, man.
Ew. Escape.
Escape. Yes, it's the first one.
Ooh, a zombie resurrection. Watch for escapees, fragile flooring, or thin ice. That looks really desperate.
I believe it's thin ice.
I'm going to go with thin ice.
I'm going to go with thin ice as well.
Yes, we got it correct. La
Oh, it's my turn.
Wangenfire. Is that German?
Got me.
Debbie?
would
I
be
think
my
they should go
guess.
back and tell us what countries these were from
All right,
after.
Brother Derrick, what do you think that, or read those for
All right,
us.
so avalanche, restricted area, high radiation,
Wow.
or a roundabout.
I believe it's a restricted area.
I'm going to say it's a roundabout.
I'm gonna guess.
If it's
I'm
a
gonna guess
roundabout, I want
restricted
to
area.
discuss roundabouts if this is a roundabout. It's not. It's an
Avalanche.
avalanche.
Oh, wow. We are not accustomed to avalanches. None of us
Or
know what to do with
roundabouts.
those.
Have you been
Yeah,
through a couple of those
we've
in
done-
DeSoto County
yeah,
recently?
Yeah, we do.
What were they thinking?
Danielle's all about the roundabouts. Nope, final question.
Okay, is it a tidal wave?
It's Charlie Brown's shirt.
No, I'm sorry. Is it a tidal area, walking path, rumble strips, or an inchworm area?
I'm going with Charlie Brown's shirt.
I'm going
It's
with rumble
C.
strips. Yes.
Yeah, it's C.
I'm gonna say rumble strips as well.
It's a walking
What?
path.
Fact.
Who walks like
I don't
that?
walk like that. Nope.
Well, thank you, Miss Lisa, for playing our game.
Thanks
with
for
us.
letting
I believe you
me.
may have
That's
won.
fine.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
you
know.
probably did win.
All right, so now it's time for our ministry spotlight.
Yes. So, Broken Vessels is our Broken Vessels Grief Ministry
Okay.
is the spotlight for this month.
And here's a little video to explain to you what Broken Vessels does.
This ministry came about as a result of our losing our son. He was 18 years old and killed in a head-on collision with an 18-wheeler. And so a friend of mine had lost her son just 2 years prior to that and called me one day and suggested that I try a grief support ministry out in East Memphis that she had been to. And so I did that, and I went back several times. They met twice a year and for several weeks at a time, and I went back for several times. And then they asked me if I would consider starting starting a ministry out in this area because there was nothing like it. And so I agreed to do that, went to talk with the pastor and set all that up. And as a result, we have had numerous people come through in all these years. So
now it's called Broken Vessels, but is that what you call it here, or is that what you went to? Is that a name?
That is the name that I had really I prayed about a name before I ever started the group, and a verse and everything for God to give me. And so Broken Vessels is what came out of that prayer request, and he led me to the Jeremiah verse of the potter and the clay, and how the potter was working with the pot and it became marred, and he reshaped it and made it. And so the point of that is that there's hope for people when we are in grief like that. We feel like the world has come to an end and there's not going to be anything else for us, and but you can be useful again. And
Broken Vessels, my opinion, is a very perfect title for this group, because when you experience a devastating loss, for us, it was the loss of our 10-year-old son. And he was our only child. So overnight, our lives changed dramatically. And there's nothing in life that really prepares you for a loss that devastating, because it does give you hope. When you can look at people who have walked through devastating loss and you see that, wow, they've made it through. They've, I won't say overcome, because I don't know that you truly ever get over it, but you can live with it. And there's hope. There's hope in that.
In September of 2019, my husband passed away. We had been married just shy of 55 years. And he had been sick for 7 years. And so it's not that I wasn't expecting it, but when it does happen, you're lost and displaced and alone, and you really don't know what to do with yourself. And so I came and I gleaned enough out of each session and the group time that we had to be encouraged. I felt love. I felt it was a safe place to be ministered to and to share my story, and to realize there are other people just like me that have been through this, and they're going through this, and they've gotten through this. Just gave me hope that I was going to be in a better place. It just might take a while. And I did come back 3 additional times to the sessions and brought friends with me, and every time it ministered to me in a different way.
That is a huge blessing, together with other people that are going through the same thing, because your friends that haven't experienced that, they love you, I know they want to walk with you and help you, but they don't know, do they?
Absolutely not. So each week she has someone come, and that's where you learn. Because what you're experiencing for the first time. Most of us have. And these professionals kind of help us understand what to expect, how to deal with it. And then we break off into our small group where we're with people that are sharing the same journey and a similar loss.
So like if you've lost a child, you're in a small group with other people that have lost children.
And each group is led by one who's had that same loss.
Okay.
I think if I could just give one bit of advice to anybody, is don't be too hard on yourself. Don't expect more from yourself than you're able to give. It's a hard journey. I mean, it really is. All you need to do is just come. There's no cost, and it is open to the community. If you find yourself in that time of loss of a loved one, someone that's very dear to you, I would encourage you to take part in it and come. I understand how hard it is. I know full well how hard it is to come that first night, but I would encourage you to give it a try and see if it will help you.
There is no cost,
right,
and no materials to have to go through. You just come and be a part, right?
Exactly.
Okay, hope you'll take advantage of that. If you need it, or if you know someone who needs it, please pass this information on to them.
They will be starting a new term beginning October the 9th. It will go through November the 13th. They meet on Wednesday nights at 6:30 p.m. There is no registration required. If you have questions, James Walker is our discipleship pastor. He would be a great place to start. His email is james@lhbc.me to get more info. But that's been going on for a number of years here at Longview Heights, and at that period of time when the grief is the strongest, to be able to have someone that has walked that road before can be a great encouragement.
All right, so now it's time for our volunteer spotlight. So each episode we spotlight an individual or a group who volunteer here at Longview Heights Baptist Church. And so, Miss Lisa, since you're our guest today, we would like for you to present our volunteer spotlight.
So here's the deal. I was told in advance I was going to have to pick someone. That's not fair. Like, that's hard.
Well, we're planning on doing like 5,000 episodes, so eventually everyone will be able to do.
It's really hard. Okay, but I was told I could do a group. So here's the deal. If you're volunteering in children's ministry, you are my spotlight this week.
Hey, look, that's me.
That's you. Because here's the deal, guys. It is such it's a challenge. They're giving up Sunday school time. They're giving up discipleship time. They come in addition to other things and invest in our kids. And a lot of times we don't, parents, church, you don't really even think about it. You just drop your kids off and you know they're going to be well taken care of, and you pick them up an hour later and they're still alive and it's all good. Yeah. So, but those people that are volunteering in the children's area, they are working regularly. They're looking at lessons. They're studying. They're investing. They take seriously the time as not just babysitting, but time invested in these kids and their spiritual walk. And I could not do ministry without them, and I can't pick one out of them.
Well, Miss Lisa, now that you said that, there has been some new faces on Sunday morning and on Wednesday night, and to watch them prepare for the lesson that they're going to do has been an encouragement to me as a veteran.
And what I absolutely love is that we have volunteers from every walk of life.
Yes, we do.
We have senior adults, we have parents, we have singles, we have college ministry, we have grandparents. I mean, and it's so awesome to watch them get excited and invest in these kids, and then to see the kids fall in love with their volunteers and just enjoy being there with them and seeing them each week. So that's my big shout out and thank you to all the children's ministry volunteers.
All of our children's ministry volunteers. We appreciate what you do for our families, and I know Brother Derrick will appreciate it as well.
Absolutely. We can't say that enough. Thank you so much to all those who volunteer in all of our ministries. But again, the spotlight today is in children's ministry, and one of the things I like to say is, it's often said about children, about students, they are the future of the church. They're not. They are the church.
That's right. Amen.
And we so appreciate the ones who give all of their time to pour into the young minds to help share the gospel with them, mold them, start the discipleship process with them, come alongside parents in the discipleship process. So thank you again so much.
Well, thank you, Miss Lisa, for being on the episode with us.
Than's for letting me come.
Yeah. All right. You know what episode? Miss Lisa, I'm messing up at the very end. Do you know where you can find the podcast?
I know where I watch it.
All right, where did you watch it?
I go to the Longview app.
The Longview app.
Pick it up off the Longview app.
That may be the easiest way I can remember here, but if you're not, you know where else you can find it?
Nope.
Okay, well.
Spotify. Like I've pulled it off of Spotify before. I'm not an Apple person, so I don't know how to do that.
But YouTube as well.
Okay.
And you can subscribe to the sermon series on YouTube.
Okay.
And you can see Brother Derrick preach the word, and then you can watch us on the podcast.
There you go.
Yeah. That's it for this episode.
Thank you for joining us for the Life at Longview podcast.